Welcome to this math video. I will talk about square root, and this one is for grade 7 students. Now, when we're talking about the square root, we will talk about inverse operation. On the screen, there is number 1. I will give an operation. The symbol of the operation is right arrow. And what kind of operation that I will give to the 1 plus 3? From this diagram, can you guess the result of this diagram? Yes, it's correct. 4. Now, inverse operation means that I will turn around the arrow from the right arrow become left arrow, but we still deal with the same number, 1 on the left and 4 on the right. Now, what kind of operation that you will apply to that diagram that makes 4 become 1? Correct, minus 3. So the inverse of the plus or the addition operation will be what? Minus or subtraction. Based on this diagram, I give you a challenge. Find the inverse of multiplication. You can stop the video first and think for the answer. When you get, if you already get the answer, then you can continue playing this video. Now, another diagram of the inverse operation. I have 4 and the operation is squared or being powered by 2. And this operation means that the number will be multiplied by itself. So in here means like 4 times 4. Yeah, the result will be 16. Now, inverse operation, we will turn around the arrow from the right arrow to the left arrow, and we're still deal with the same number, 4 and 16 on the left and on the right consecutively. And what kind of operation that we will use there? Nah, the topic that we will discuss in this video, the square root. Yeah, the inverse of being squared operation is square root. Now, square root. We will try to solve the square root problem using the index notation. We have 12 square, and that one means 12 times 12. Just imagine that 12 is a baby. And then when you have the statement 12 square, it means you will have identical twin babies. So 12 times 12. Okay? And when you calculate that, you will figure it out that the result of 12 square is 144. Okay? Go to the next slide, and then based on the inverse operation, if like 144 being square root, it should give us 12. Yeah? Now, we will put this fact on the right side of the slide, like this one, but smaller. Yeah? And then we have another fact here, 12. The number that is being square is 12, right? We need to find the index notation first using the what? The prime factorization tree. After you're doing the prime factorization tree, you figure it out that the index notation of 12 is that one, 2 to the power of 2 times 3. Remember about the baby? And then after that, if the number being square, it become identical twin baby. So it means I need to have double of this because my plan is to square the number 12. So I will have 2 of this. Both of them are the same, right? Now, what kind of operation we will use on the square? Multiplication. So I will multiply them. And the result will be like this. 12 times 12, we know is equal to 144. And for the index notation, we just combine them with the multiplication operation. It looks like that, right? The first 2 to the power of 2 times 3 come from the first 12. And the second 2 to the power of 2 times 3 come from the second 12. Correct? Now, after that, I will write it in detail. 2 to the power of 2, all the 2 to the power of 2, I will write it to the 2 times 2. Identical, yeah? Now, after that, I simplify it. it become what? Well, 144 is equal to, look on the equation, we have 4 2, right? So 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 4 times how many 3 we have? We have 2 3, so 3 to the power of 2. So the index notation of 144 is 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 2. Now this fact, I will make it smaller and I will put it on the right side of the slide now. Yeah, I will take the fact that 144 is equal to 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 2. Now, so the problem is, what is the square root of 144? What is the result of square root of 144? Well, if you look on the right side of your slide, then you know the answer is 12, right? So, but how to solve this problem using the index notation? Now, imagine that you do a surgery. Yeah. You remember that 2 to the power of 3, no, 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 2. That one come from two identical index notation, right? From two identical index notation. And right now, you try to separate them into two separated index notation, but both of them should be the same. Again, yeah, 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 2 here come from what? Come from two identical index notation being combined, right? Now we will do a surgery to separate them, okay? Now, it looks like this, the diagram. 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 2. I want to separate them into two identical index notation. It become what? Oh, okay. It become this, 2 to the power of 2 times 3 being doubled, right? I already separated into two parts, and each part will have the same index notation, 2 to the power of 2 times 3. Now, that one will be the result of the square root of 144, which is 2 to the power of 2 times 3. If you look on the right side of your slide, will be equal to 12. Now, we will go to another problem here. Okay? Square root of 400. Okay? Now, after that, find the index notation of 400 using the prime factorization tree. You will get that answer, 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 2. If you don't believe me, stop the video and try to draw the prime factorization tree of 400 and write the answer in the index notation. It will be the same. Yeah? Now, remember, the 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 2 is like two identical babies, right? That one come from two identical index notation being combined. Now, the question is square root of 400. So it means we will do a surgery. We want to make that 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 2 become two parts, and each part, like both part, will have the same index notation. Because of that one, I will give you this diagram. 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 2 divided into two parts, and each part should have the same index notation. The result will be what? 2 to the power of 2 times 5. It means square root of 400 is equal to 2 to the power of 2 times 5. And when you calculate that, that one will be equal to 20. Now, this is the problem that you need to solve by yourself. Square root of 576 and try to solve it using the index notation. Bye and see you in class.